Welcome in, everybody. We will be starting shortly. Currently watching the stocks session in IO. Thought that might be a fun thing to do, but don't worry, you're not late. This is not the session. This is just an IO stocks only session. And we'll be coming at you with Revolt Racing League soon. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Revolt Racing League starting soon. You are currently watching Stocks IO session. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome in. We are back. Second session of the Revolt Racing League. Overall, it is the first session of Division 2, and we will be starting shortly. Let's see. In the meantime, I will get us set up with a thing or two. Perhaps some information about what is happening this week. Here we go. Shout out to the chat. Good to see y'all here. So, as you can see, today is our advanced session, Division 2. We've got Pest Control, aka Best Control. Still up for debate. We've got Pole Pause, Rotor, R6 Turbo. As you can see, I've got R6 Turbo joining me today. I didn't even give him an introduction, which is honestly so rude of me. He's kind of the strong silent type, so I like to leave him alone. But I figured after Division 3, we should give a spotlight, a co-caster spot to R6, so shout out to R6. We've got the Panga TC, we've got Bertha Ballisti, Evil Weasel, NY54, Aquasonic, RC San, Emperor, and DRJ61. Now, we have not seen a number of these cards show up in Division 3 at all. And part of the reason for that is... Exactly. Part of the reason is due to the rules, you can only have 2 cars. You can swap between the 2 cars as much as you want, but you can only drive 2 cars. And so a lot of people went with the R6 Turbo as a comfort pick, and then they might pull out something like, what did we see? We saw a pink rotor from Roddick. We saw a couple of NY54s, which was really interesting to see. A couple of Aquasonics, more of a comfort pick. And we saw the Lone Emperor, driven by Cam Tovalsky, aka Tova. And he did so to great effect. I believe he got 2nd place in the session with that off-meta Emperor pick. Very reminiscent of the way Tom Dom did it in Season 1. So yeah. Sorry, this might be a little bit loud. So we are going to be heading in shortly. We've got 5 minutes until session start. If my clock is correct, Kippy expecting some pest controls in Division 2. I do think pest control should see some play here. As for me, I was saying this to some people earlier. I actually love pest control, and I race it whenever possible, but I would not feel comfortable bringing it in this scenario. You know, you got the stream on you, everybody's gonna laugh at you if you start spinning out and you can't regain control and you're just sitting there spinning out, and which that's never happened to me personally, but I could definitely see it happening to some other people. So that's definitely a factor. Hopefully, I know in Division 1 we'll see a bunch of people who are very comfortable on the pest control. But for today, we'll see if we see any people. Now, I am still currently in this session, so I'm going to have to hop out of here. Oops. Here we are. Route 77 actually indeed was the spot that our bravest soldiers decided to swap it up. I am heading into the lobby. Shout out to Rod, who is hosting today's lobby. Definitely in need of... Oh, that's right. We don't start the session until time. So we will be starting soon, but not quite. Good call, Rod. What? Hey, how you doing? Very much agree, Darkness. Very much agree, Darkness. Now, one person who dominates on this car is Laggy Rock, who I believe is in Division 1. In fact, I would love to pull up who exactly is in which division, and that reminds me, that's what I'm looking for right now. So I'm on the look for that. I see League Data. It's a pretty good place to start. Welcome in, Lampert. Good to see you. Okay, and I did find it. So today, racing, if we've got all 16 people going from the lowest qualified to the highest qualified, this will be our player list. We've got Wurzel, Zyno, Super Sad, Rod, Esteban, Marquito, Copysoft, Taco, Ashen Forest, ROG97 from Cuba, TT, Poker72, Epsima, Urak, Ryals, and Vasosky. And Ryals is playing from India. We've got a lot of not necessarily a lot of, but we've got a couple South American players. We've got TT, we've got Esteban from the RVA region. We've got a lot of Europeans racing. A big amount of Romanian representation, Ashen Forest, Urac, Epsilon. And perhaps the most surprising name on this list might be Vasovsky, who I think a lot of people expected to get into Division 1. He has been doing a lot on the developing side of Revolt lately. And so, might just not have had the best qualifier. But he is known to dominate Alias Revolt Master. He is a force of nature in that scene. And often challenged by one racer whose name is escaping me right now, but he's often not able to, he's obviously often not contested. Shout out to chat. How y'all doing? It's a watch party. Okay, and so we should be hopping in soon. I guess I could pull up, let's see, what could we do? Here we go. Oh, that's not right. Just a little bit more. There we go. R6 Gaming, indeed. So here I've got pulled up some of the qualification times of these racers. For example, we see Ryals finishing at the top of Division 2 with that R6 turbo time. Plan to make predictions on who will win the session. That's actually a great idea. And my OBS is super small. Okay, cool. So you can actually see from 17 to 32 is today's list of racers. And so if you want to make predictions, please go ahead. We have one mobile racer in ROG 97. Super sad. Very interesting to see him here as well. Frost going for Super Sad. I think that's definitely a good bet. He's been out of the scene for a while. Yeah, please don't be Super Sad. Thank you, Rod. All right, we are headed in here. Some cheers for Cuba. Let's go. And another cool thing is that I've actually got live standings here. I'll go ahead and show them off. This should be from the stock session. So we've got the full thing. I've also got top 5 just because I felt like it did get a little bit busy. So good to see that those are working. We'll see if they actually work on today's session, but we should have some live scores updates as well. Shout out to Power8. Shout out to Waluigi. Welcome in. Some cheers for Latino America. That's right. Some cheers for communism. Cheering on Ashen and TT. That's right, that's right. Power8 getting an upgrade, I do believe. Yep, Power8 up here in Division 1 with an overall 10th place finish. So he was in Division 2 last year. And he made it into Division 1 this year. Shout out to Power 8. Shout out to Power Straw and Syrup King as well. Good to see y'all in here. Berdang, welcome. Welcome. Great to see you here. Keep the chat in English, guys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. Please speak whatever language y'all want. I trust y'all to not say slurs, and that's all we need. Oh, wow. So, Maddie with some data. First and fifth places from Division 2 previously got to Division 1, but not second, third, or fourth. And also, along with that, we had some people dropping out of first as well. That first division. So, the competition has been heightened. Let's just say that. We've got Tom Dom up there in Division 1. We got Maddie in Division 1. Makakowski in Division 1. Yun in Division 1. Whole lot of South America representation in Division 1. Of course, BGM and GeForce in there as well. Oh. We are ready to head in. Excellent. How many in the lobby? It's a good question. It's a good question. I'm not sure how many. Okay, yeah, we're starting. We'll see. It was everyone minus Sissio, aka Vesosky. So interesting. Should be. Oh, I've got my Revolt muted, y'all. Give me just a moment here. Oh my god. My sounds are not showing Revolt, so I'm gonna have to leave and rejoin. Apologies, but we'll watch the first race first with just this nice little bongo in the background. Carrying, we got Super at the very front, Marquito out in second, Ashen and TT. Okay, can we get a real song going though, if we're gonna do this? TT in the Emperor, same. Actually, it was Tom Dom in the Emperor. I don't know if it was TT, but TT is going to be in that Emperor this time around. We've got a whole bunch of R6s in the lobby as well. Ashen Forest in the DRJ 61. DRJ, a very dependable car. Yes, we'll have game audio shortly. Do not worry. Marquito in the Bertha Ballisti, even though there are no pickups. So Marquito going for a bit of a comfort pick here. TT on the upper part of the sewer. He is going to swerve around Ashen. Okay, Marquito, Copysoft Taco. Now keep in mind, for this session, I do believe we're doing MotoGP point scoring system all the way through. And so I'm actually not sure if that affects the points auto update system or not. We did see the Bertha Ballisti go off the map. I don't know what happened there. Copysoft and Taco gonna be happy to see that in the R6s, trying to catch Super Sad. We got some Taco fans in the house. Marquito, there he is, there he is. And as you can see, getting challenged quite heavily by the R6, but the nice part about being so wide is you can block the R6s pretty well. Rod on the pass, sneaking by. All of our little R6s in a line. Halfway through. Epsma, Wurzel, ROG, Esteban, TT. that is our top 10 right now. I do want to flip forward. Riles, Action, Urak, Pokers, Zyno. Back to the front, we've got Super, 20 meters ahead. And so the super prediction paying off in spades. Copy Soft, Marquito fighting with Rod. He is on the outside. Rod going to give that pass in the superior acceleration. Ooh, Rod almost with that pass. And in fact, on the inside there, he is going to do it around the barrel, starting lap number 5 in second place. Rod 50 meters behind Super, but doing quite well for himself. Copy Soft has been passed, and it's been a while. It's been a while. They are going to head into the sewers. Copy Soft, one part of Tesco Value Racing from the Formula RPG 1 that just finished up. I believe they got second. Coming off a big win there. Is going to try to go on the inside around Rod, but Rod not letting it happen. Not going to get pushed out of the way. They're going to be starting their final lap here shortly. Rod tipping the corner in the swimming pool area, and that's going to be all that Copy Soft needed. Taco and Marquito now ensconcing him for that third place. Marquito been hanging in despite having what many people would argue to be a bit of an inferior car. Welcome in, BGM. We are here on the final lap. Then the moment many of you have been waiting for, game sounds will be back on. So, big moment for a lot of people, but even a bigger moment for the racers. As they finish this final lap, Copy Soft being held to the fire by Rod. Now Rod had passed. He had passed, and now Rod is going to get passed by Taco with some shoddy ramps, but then Taco wrecking on his own accord. And it's going to be Marquito on the pass. Rod barely staying in. He does finish it up. And nothing but straight away. Taco pushed out of the way by Marquito in that Bertha Ballisti. And there he goes. Okay. TT, decent position in that Emperor. Welcome back as we reboot our game. We are going to be headed into track number 2. We'll also get a chance to see if the live scores are working and if they're showing the right points. R6 has joined me on the mic. As you can tell, he has not done a lot of contributions so far. But he's been making big statements in game, you know, kind of not been saying too much, but has been saying a whole lot at the same time. Kind of interesting. R6 resident sleeper. Cool. He charges by the hour, I will say that much. So if we could just do 1 hour of R6 Turbo and not have to pay the second hour, I'd really appreciate it, guys. Toy World 2 is next up, and in fact I can go ahead and pull up while we're sitting here for a moment. in case you have forgotten, here you go. We've got our car list, we've got our track list. And keep in mind, this is not just a racing session, but also a bit of a strategy session. For many of the racers, they are probably just going to be sticking with R6 Turbo as it's very powerful and also a comfort pick for a lot of racers. But there are other cars that are available, and on certain tracks, they may be the better car. Now, the trick is, you can only have 2 cars in total. So if you use R6 Turbo and then you use Aquasonic on one track, you can only use R6 Turbo and Aquasonic. And you can't use any other cars. So they do have to be a bit strategic with which tracks they feel that R6 is the most lacking on, or which cars they feel their own personal car the most lacking on. And we do see a couple best controls coming into play already. Track 2, Toy World 2, Epsima and Marquito. Thinking about that pest control. We've got the Emperor swap for Esteban. I think he's previously on R6. So we got 2 Emperors, 2 pest controls. The rest of the field does look like it's going to be sticking to that R6 Turbo. With 2 cars in total, you can't do much strategy. That is true, but the idea is that the strategy comes into play. I would argue that there is still strategy there when restrictions are in play. For example, when you have a lack of freedom, you have to choose only the most important things to you. So you couldn't just be like, I'm gonna race, every single different car on. I don't know if I'm making a great argument in the moment, but I think some people might be able to see what I'm saying. Like, sure, they can swap the pest control, but then they can't use something like Emperor. But I agree with you still that having more options for cars would also employ a lot of strategy. Shout out to Stingox. And away we go. Super is going to be starting in the back of this field here on Toy World. Not the easiest track to make moves on either. You've got some narrow corridors, etc. Rod making some huge moves right away. He does get caught up on one of those other cars. The bouncy ball going to come into play as well. And we don't see the best controls yet, although that might be one. No, it is 2 Emperors leading us, Esteban and TT. Rest of the field are 6s for the moment. Taco, Ashen, Wurzel, Pokers for our top 6. Epsima nearby. Zyno has been having some serious internet problems, so TT and it's so tough to handle that Emperor, especially when the pressure is on. Oh my! Somebody collided directly with the beach ball. That might have been Ashen. No, Ashen did not. Who was that? Somebody just had a horrible collision there. But the Emperor and Pest Control, both going to be much higher degrees of technicality in their driving than something like the R6. So again, when someone can pull off something like the Emperor and make it work, it's huge. Epsima trying to get by in this Pest Control. Yes, you just reminded me, Dreamer Bugsy, we do have 7TV emotes. So if you want to use those, feel free. If you're just seeing strange text messages, you probably don't have 7TV. So something cool that we just added. I'll probably be taking the ones away that we don't end up using, but thought it would be cool. Anyways, TT continuing to try to catch these R6s. He did have a wreck earlier on, but he's made what seems to be a pretty, I want to say large recovery. It hasn't happened yet, but the initial steps are being made as he passes Pokers. Trying to catch Ashen as well on the turn. Going to be on the, there we go, on the inside. And takes it. 3rd place. Got to be pretty happy with that. Esteban with the Emperor as well, and Taco is leading this one. Okay, so flipping back towards some of these fights, TT, the pass on both the R6s, as we mentioned, Ashen and Poker's Copysoft nearby. Epsima, our furthest pest control. We've also got Marquito in that pest control, but we haven't seen him yet. I do want to look back further field, but this fight between Ashen, Pokers, and Copysoft has a lot going on to it, as Pokers does indeed find the pass. And Super has made his way from way back field, starting in position 15, currently sitting in 7th. As we move to his perspective, probably not the best place to swap. Pokers is going to get crowded out there, falls back a bit, out of the fight. Copysoft moving up 1, Super trying to pass up Pokers. We've got Rod, Riles, Epsima. Super going for the wall ride, and it looked like it definitely was not going to work, but he ends up passing Pokers on the outside anyways. And Rod going to try to attempt to do something similar. He does get caught up behind Pokers. We're approaching lap 8, so I do think after we catch this, Ashen managing to hold on to the lead there, but Super is making massive moves. He's on the inside, he's a little bit too inside, tips the corner, so he is gonna be having some work to do, but oh my goodness, and he pushes him right out of the way. He says, "That is mine," and he takes 4th place. Copysoft passes up Ashen in the mix as well. And Ashen tries to pass up Copysoft on the inside. Not going to quite work, but they are lag boosting quite effectively. And they catch Super in the blink of an eye. After all of the hard work that Super put in, it is going to be Copysoft on the inside. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but oh my god, that was dramatic. DNF for both of these races. Red flag on the play. This is over. This is over. Copysoft is going to try to hold on to that 4th place. It is Taco finishing it up. Super can't find it. Ashen holds on. Urak finds some positions out of nowhere. Rog beats out Wurzel, and it is Zyno in that trusty DRJ. Fairly outplayed by intended game mechanic. Thank you, Kilobars. Would you like to join me on the microphone? Because you have some great and true analysis right there. That's really profound. Points. I know, well, Alma, we had some issues with the game sound going into it. And so I had to close everything down, open everything back up, and I just got the points open back up once again. Nah, but thank you. Cheers, Kilobars. So we will have points starting in the next session. Not very helpful, I know, but we had some technical issues with our lovely Revolt game to start us off. So it is what it is. The Emperor Nation is going to strike soon. So keep in mind, we had Super, who won our first one for 25 points. Taco winning the second for 25 points. Power Star with the face. He must have saw the lag boost as well. Yes, Alma, no worries. We'll have it. I actually have it set up. I have it set up. I can even show you. We've got a scores tab. And okay, well, it's not showing right now, but I mean, it will be next lap. Shout out to our chatters. Welcome in, Laggy Rock. Thank you for saying sub so much. Great stuff. We got Dreamer Bugsy. We got Power Straw, Power 8, Inigo, Maddie. Welcome in, y'all. We got Nick. Cheers. We are headed into Hospital 2 Reverse. I don't think we'll see many swaps except for maybe the Pest Controls leaving Pest Control. The G-Force. Okay, it looks like a lot of R6s. We've got a Bertha Ballisti. And we've got, I think, Esteban sticking with the Emperor, staying true. Shout out to Syrup King. Thank you for that. We're hoping to add more sub emotes soon. As soon as possible, specifically. But that's neither here nor there, because right now we've got a race on our hands and a couple new faces on podium positions. We got Poker72 out in first. He was doing quite well on Toy World. But we got ROG as well in second place, representing Cuba on his mobile phone. And he is in second, tearing it up. Shout out to ROG. We've got Rod, TT, Esteban for third, fourth, fifth. Marquito pushing people around. Shout out to Frost. Cheers. As has been mentioned, all the sub money that we get here at Revolt United, since we don't have the Revolt Cash Cup going on right now, I'm going to add that to the RVRL prize pool. So thank you all for contributing directly to that prize pool. ROG slamming the Birth of Ballistics to the walls. ROG said, get the hell out of... I may be an R6, but I've got places to be. And he is going to take 5th place. We got Epsima, Copysoft, Wurzel, and Super Sad out in 10th. Okay, pushing towards the front. We will check out the backfield a bit. We've got Super, Ryals, Ashen, a huge mix-up of people here. Super has benefited from situations like this. Super has been able to find the lines, find the angles. Not going to do so in Hospital, though, as he does not manage to find the vent. Sort of sus, but also sort of not sus, because he couldn't find the vent. So hard to say. Urak and Zyno, 14th, 15th. Pokers, Rod is our first, second. ROG has fallen back from the looks of things. We can try to find him. Rod missing the shortcut. Very minor shortcut. Some would even argue it's not a shortcut, but he doesn't find his way through those. Esteban on the Emperor, challenging. Zyno has been struggling so far, but Zyno is a great racer, also a great track developer, so I feel like he's got to have what it takes to bring it back, despite some early tough races. Now, ROD feeling some pressure from the looks of things. He is holding on to third. TT, Copysoft are going to be putting some pressure on him. Lap 6 of 9. And ROG out in 6th. We found him. Epsima, Taco. Big fight for the midfield here. Big fight for the midfield. Even extends to the front field. And you can see one little error out of ROG and Epsima putting the pressure right on him with the Golazo R6. Very good skin. Okay, that might have been the music, but it sounded like the Emperor was really struggling there. Despite that, Esteban. Okay, it was the song. But Emperor, really not the easiest car to drive. It really is not. And Esteban making it look easy. In fact, he's getting in Rod's head there as they finish lap 7, head to lap 8 Pokers with a nice 60-meter lead over the rest of the field. Lots of fights developing. Taco gets implicated in a bit of a nervous error from Rod. Taco's got to fight it out with the Bertha. ROG looking all right. TT Copysoft. And we hear that Emperor. We hear the Emperor engine nearby. It is going to be 20 meters out in the lead. So not quite the lead, but you know what I mean. The lead for the podium, but trouble getting into the vent. And it's going to come down to execution from Esteban here For the second place, 100 meters out in the lead, Poker's incredible finish. Esteban trying to lock it down, and indeed he will, barely beating out Kaprizov. ROG barely beating out Marquito. Epsima barely beating out Taco. Wow. Oh my goodness. They were so tightly grouped there at the end. Zyno finding 14th. Shout out Zyno. Okay, so let's see how we go. Okay, so if I did not fuck everything up on track number 1, we would have some excellent scores. Now, that doesn't quite look like the... I guess this includes... Does this include last? Okay, but that is definitively points. That's race 2 results. Okay. Cool. Alright. At least it works. Exactly. 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 If you know me, the fact that I got this working at all, if you know, you know. The Panga TC coming out on Route 77 is finally here. Marquito with the pest control. Do you want me to do that right now, Ertzu? We've also got another Panga TC with Riles. So the Panga TC is finally coming out. Okay, gonna do that. Doing it right now. Two. All right. Thank you, Ertzu. And shout out to Rod. He said ready to go, but still quick with his fingers, ready to wait for me. I agree with you, Maddie. Maybe G-Force. G-Force is that kind of crazy guy to just pull out an RC Sand. He's kind of crazy like that. So we'll see. We'll see if he's gonna do it. I don't know. In the meantime, though, the R6 is having a field day here. We got Riles on the Ponga tick. No rotors, indeed. No rotors. The rotor was putting in work by Roddick. But I do think the Ponga TC might be slightly similar in effectiveness, as it is challenging. Doesn't want to go for the cones, and I don't blame him. Does pass up Urak, hoping to pass up Kaprizov in the straightaway. Obviously, Kaprizov not just going to let him do it, but... Oh, and Zyno out in third. It's been a rough start of a race for Zyno, but out in third place for the moment. Might be able to find some more, as he, surprisingly enough, is challenging this Ponga. They are going to continue to use the ramp, and Zyno gets caught up underneath it, but thankfully he doesn't fall off. So he is able to correct himself pretty quickly. He does get passed up by Super and TT. We got Marquito in best control, trying to get by. Rod caught up in the mix and loses 6 or 7 positions like it was nothing. Esteban having some trouble on Route 77 with the Emperor. Pokers, in the meantime, we look away for a moment and emerged into first on the Ponga TC. Nice executions. TT. Okay. TT just having some radar things. Marquito in the best control, making it happen until I say something. And then he's not making it happen. I apologize to all best control fans worldwide for that. TT on the inside. He is going to pass up Kaprizov. Pest control haters, you're welcome. Pokers, and TT both caught up out of nowhere. Was that an invisible cone kind of scenario? I don't know, but Kaprizov avoids it. Yeah, I think it was an invisible cone situation. TT on the pass. That has happened to me on this track. TT slowing down for the inside, and it's actually kind of working out well. He's challenging Pokers, and Pokers has the car swap. He said, Ponga TC is my car here on Route 77. Too early, just losing sight of the race line. Too focused on chasing down that first place. Too hungry for it. And they wreck again on the invisible. Please, drive on the sides. Just drive on the sides. Please. You can't keep doing this. Ryals in 5th. Behind a whole bunch of R6s. Sides are indeed slower, but you don't have to worry about invisible objects is the main thing. And Ryals spinning out ROG, possibly, or maybe spinning out on his own accord. India racing versus Cuba, not going to have the cleanest connection there. There he goes! Copy soft, another victim of the invisible cone. Riles is going to say thank you very much. Marquito out in the first with the pest control has benefited greatly from the Mahim induced by those invisible cones. Tesco value racing down. Tesco value racing down. Okay, TT, will he manage to avoid it? He is going to drive on the outside there to avoid it. Ryals, ROG, both going to dodge. Pokers nearby as well. Now, Ryals does have a bit of work to do in that pest control. One last turn. Got to make it clean. Indeed he does. ROG barely beating out Pokers. Super sad with a tough race. A little artsy finish there. Everyone's saying, okay, what the hell was that? Okay, let's give it another go. Stop the race! Stop the race! Funny business is going on. Let's see, let's see. Okay. But with all due seriousness, a wreck like that has got to get in Poker's head. And, yeah, I hate that for him. Also, we had a conversation going on during the race. Kilabaris saying pest control where, and Laggy Rock saying tomorrow. Ah, some exciting stuff. Division 1, the unleashing the pest controls. I agree with you, Maddie. I agree with you, Maddie. I would be hard pressed to continue driving after that happened and I lost first like that. Aquasonic is the swap for Urak. Ashen gonna be rocking the DRJ for this one. Bertha Ballistics for Marquito. I think you're right, Amma, unfortunately, but we got the setup right. We'll have it functioning properly for Division 1. Again, I was using it during the stocks only session and it was working. Like, I had it up properly. We just had some sound issues. No worries. Agree with you, BGM. Let's see what Pokers is able to do. Maybe a dark horse for Division 2. Hard to say a dark horse when it's the first event, but going into it, yeah, nice. The Aquasonic, I know. We do have an Aquasonic, the lone Aquasonic coming out. Aquasonic was a common pick in Division 3, but I do think it was more of a comfort pick. It's a car that I would definitely feel super comfortable driving and would be likely to choose it. Some initial moves being made. Now keep in mind, we've got the parking skip up here. We'll see who goes for it. Super is up here in the mix, gets turned around though. Epsima's gonna go for it. Mark is gonna go for it as well with the Bertha. Zyno nails it. Super tight race across the board. Epsima on the outside, Marquito on the outside. And it is Zyno, Taco, Wurzel for our top three. Bertha Ballin. Esteban putting in work in that Emperor, showing that it is just as powerful as the R6. Now he doesn't go for the parking skip. But again, emerging powerful. Wurzel and Taco continue to fight it out. Interested to see how this plays out. Esteban trying to squeeze by, can't quite do it. Taco in the lead. Wurzel on the inside, spinning out Taco. He's gonna have to do a full repo. Big loss for Taco. Wurzel going for a bit of a strange pathing, but it works, it works. Esteban on the inside, he's gonna try to find it. Now keep in mind, parking skip coming up. Wurzel probably gonna find some time there. Esteban. Ooh, tough wreck from Esteban. Out of nowhere. Rod and Copysoft not going for that shortcut, but someone might have failed it. Emperor oversteer, indeed. And everybody in a line right now. A couple positions being swapped back and forth. Nothing too major happening. This is trouble brewing though, for sure, as they go for the parking skip right now. It's just going to be Marquito though. And TT going to capitalize off this for sure. Very close to these R6s now. Marquito gets to pass up all three of them. Rod up on the ramp. Mostly recovers, does recover. Could have been much worse. ROG in the mix, losing some speed on the turn. TT moving his way up. I do have the custom skins on. Nothing wrong with the little purple R6 though. Rod putting in some work there on the final turn of lap 5. In the meantime, I do kind of want to see what else is going on. Wurzel out in first. We'll see the parking skip and then we'll move backfield a little bit. Wurzel choosing not to go for it at all. Just going to be taking it safe. Marquito and TT both going to hit it. Zyno in 5th. I do believe Zyno has moved up a couple positions. Super, Taco, Pokers, Ashen, Urak, Epsima. And back to the front. Just a quick flip through as we begin our final lap. Wurzel still out in the lead. And Wurzel goes for it on the last lap just to be able to nail it down. And it does look like he's got it locked down. Going back a bit, Rod versus Zyno. I don't know if Zyno has enough room to make it happen. He's going to try. Got Super versus Copysoft. And that's about it. That's about it as far as our races go. here on Stadvolt. Flipped a lot on that one. Do apologize for that. Might be inducing some motion sickness there. But we are headed into our next one. Wurzel, Marquito, TT, Rod, Zyno at 5th place. Urban Sprint. We've got Urban Sprint, Schools Out 2, Toy World Mahim, Spavol 2, and Castle 1 to finish us off. Yeah, the DRJ and the Aquasonic not proving up to snuff yet. Yeah, rough for Esteban, for sure. Now, Urban Sprint, well, we're not really seeing any swaps here either. We do see Marquito on that pest control. But mostly just sticking with the R6. It has been a showing of R6s here today. Ooh. Ashen and Taco. Taco on the inside. It's going to benefit him greatly as this is just one huge left turn. Round the barrels they go. Ryal's on the inside trying to find something. Now, as we watch the drop down here, we'll see who's able to nail it. Nothing too major. Ryle's very far on the outside. I actually am a DRJ racer as well. Big DRJ fan here. I don't know if it has the stats though. Wurzel out of nowhere, and yeah, that's Ashen leading the race on the back of that turn through the barrels. Taco and Ashen been brawling it out. Taco gonna try to find it. Indeed he does on the inside. Oh, that's going to be tough. That is going to be tough. Meanwhile, a whole army of vehicles chasing Ashen down. Urak, Super, TT on the inside. Wurzel trying to put in some damage control. Ooh. Big pack of cars as we start lap 4. This is a pretty straightforward track, but there are edges to be gained. Asma going for one such edge. Wurzel too tight. Falling out of this. Super Epsima Urak for 4th, 5th, 6th. Esteban and the Emperor nearby. Flipping forward a bit. TT has caught up with the duelers. Taco and Ashen. Continues to be smooth driving for Ash and TT, trying to find the margins whenever he can. Taco collides! Oh, and Taco falling out on the final lap. Headed into lap 6 they go. It is Ashen with the lead. TT in second. Urak in third. Epsima in fourth. Urak spinning out. Where has Taco gone? Epsima third. Esteban fourth. And I hate to say it, but I think we've got to catch this front field. I might have missed that pass by TT. I apologize, but it is TT Ashen. TT with the lead. Ashen trying to find something. Final turn. One more to go. Oh! Ashen trying to find it, not able to do so. Esteban out of nowhere, and Epsima finds fourth. Ooh, what a finish that was. Esteban out of nowhere finds a third place with a full second to spare before reaching fourth. Epsima nabs fourth. Whoa. Marquito saying he should have picked Bertha. Oh, Marquito did go with the pest control. Yeah, if I was Pokers, I'd be trying to regain mental composure right now. Tough to do. Up next, School's Out 2. We've only got 4 laps of School's Out 2. Now, what happened to Taco? Okay, Taco's here, Taco's here. Okay, okay. Finished 10th. Wow. Zyno, all good, my man. Shout out to the Zyno believers. School's Out, a favorite track of mine, and by far, we're gonna see an array of different skills being tested. Most of the racers sticking on that R6. Ooh, some early troubles. Esteban, our emperor. Oh my goodness! A barrel of monkeys as they head down the ramp and then back up the ramp. Through the milk. ROG. Ooh, I couldn't see who that was. It looked like it was a pest control cut out in the freezer section. ROG still trying to find it. He's got second for the moment. Urak 25 meters out in first as they head through the sewers. They're going to be heading out of the sewers up into Tony Hawk Pro Skating section. Got the half pipes, got quarter pipes. But does Urak know the pathing? Let's find out. Indeed he does, nailing it all the way through. ROG, Taco, Super, TT, Ash, and Epsima. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. RG, Taco, Super, Ash, and Epsima. TT gets lined up perfectly for the double skip through the tables, and he makes it happen out in fourth. Out through the football field, and we've got an important landing here. Epsima TT gets spun around. Ashen getting pushed out on the ramp. We've got another ramp jump coming up ahead. Taco, whoa! Taco, my man. Let's find that Emperor. Actually, let's wait a moment. Let's wait for this drop down. Very important part of the track. Has caught many people off guard. Division 3, Division 2 as well. Taco spun around. Ashen spun around on the landing. And our front three is in a line here. Urak has not been able to stamp down that lead. And he is continuing to get accosted by ROG, playing on mobile phone. Okay, let's flip back a bit while we're in the sewers. Epsima, Super, Ashen, Taco, TT, Zyno, Rod, Pokers, and there's our Esteban, our Emperor, in 11th. Got some work to do. It's been said before, and it's been done before. Pushing back upfield as our racers head through these quarter pipes. ROG! Whoa, big collision there. Epsima, difficult landing too. Super's gonna hope to find a BOGO deal. Actually, he's gonna get neither. And in fact, he's gonna get passed by Ashen as well. Tries to set himself up for the double skip, but it ends up backfiring completely. Zyno passes as well. Zyno in that 7th place, apologizing to his believers, but right now he seems to be making it happen. He's got about 3 to 4 positions that he can pass up here. And I would say trying to do turn landings with the R6 does not seem to work too well for the vehicle. It does work sometimes. TT making it look great. Heading into lap 3 or 4, we still got 2 full laps left to go on this track. So nothing, you can't speak too soon. But ROG, Epsima dueling for second, and Urak has managed to make a lead once again. ROG got caught up in the playground under the ramp, the grass texture throwing him off a bit, and Ashen can't jump through the railing. So positions continuing to get swapped up. Epsima emerges into second, Taco in third, ROG fourth. Glad y'all are enjoying. ROG, Super. ROG was out in the lead for a bit, or at least was challenging Urak quite heavily for it. He has fallen back a bit. Interesting statistic as well. There is no dominant force in this lobby so far. Super. Ooh. Lining himself up. Epsima and Taco spinning a bit. Taco getting the better end of that deal as they jump through the school doors. We'll see how this table skip is handled. Lots of different routings to that. They are just going to take the safe single skip. Super just on the inside. Just sneaks right into 4th place there. Super, a powerful force to be reckoned with. He won the first track, if I remember correctly. But he has been struggling a bit in recent tracks. Hoping to turn it up here on Schools Out. They've got 1 lap left to go, but their best lap is all over 2 minutes. Tough landing for Super, passed up by Ashen, fighting with Zyno. TT, ooh, makes it work. Zyno spun around, and the Copy Soft in it as well. Yes, I agree. Ashen trying to contest against ROG. Oh. You wanted to trigger it. Interesting. Well, anyways, we do have Yurak and Taco are fighting. Now, am I crazy or did Taco come out of nowhere here? And in fact, he blocks Yurak, who took it way on the outside. Taco taking it on the inside, but losing speed. But then he just blocks Yurak off. Now he's gonna try to be holding on to first. We'll see if he's able to make it happen as they head into the quarter pipes. Ooh, and Yurak taking it right back through the pipeline. Oh, tough landing for that R6. It does seem like a bit of a gamble there. Yurak loses 4 positions in the blink of an eye. Taco can't get through the doorway, and neither can Epsima ROG Ashen for first, second out of nowhere. It is now ROG and Ashen for first, second. Could we see a first place victory for ROG? It's definitely possible. They've got one more serious area to get through, but also a couple areas where you can slip up. Now, they didn't fall for any of these areas, but now we've got our big final jump into the full turn. ROG, Ashen on the inside. He can't find it though, slip sliding through the grass, and he's just gonna sneak through the benches. Yurak, Epsima, Taco, Super, Pokers, Zyno sneaking into 7th. TT, Rod, not the best finish for Esteban or Wurzel there. And we got Ryals and Marquito in that best control, struggling in the grass. Oh. And ROG snags that first place. The first race win for a mobile player in Hot Seat just happened. I do believe you're right. And it was taken by ROG. Top 6 got switched up massively there on the final lap. School's out too. It'll test you. It'll test you. Now, it did look like some unfortunate luck there by Yurak. The landing in the grass after the quarter pipes. Tough to say that was his fault, but it is what it is. And ROG is gonna steal it. Taco, poor Taco. Couldn't get through the doorway. Now we do see that happen from time to time, but an unfortunate place to lose that lead. Toy World Mayhem is up next, 7th place. I'm sorry, 7 laps, not 7th place. ROG getting closer to podium. So we should be heading in soon to Toy World Mayhem. We've got Aquasonic for the Super. Okay, Super Sad going with the Supersonic Aquasonic. DRJ61 being pulled out as well. ROG in 4th place now. How Emperors are going. Our Emperor racer Esteban, who's rocking the DRJ for this one, has actually been doing quite well. It didn't have the cleanest schools out. Poker's out in the lead, Copysoft as well. And you are very happy if you can get in the lead here and dodge all of these people and just not have to deal with these getting wedged into these super tight corridors that are all throughout the track. And indeed, they are making it work. Super Sad in that Aquasonic just pulling through. TT drives on Emperor sometimes in this race. I don't believe he's been on the Emperor all the time, but he's been on the Emperor for a lot of races. Super is going to try to challenge here, and the Aquasonic has been looking incredibly strong. Zyno, and Pokers does wreck. Taco Zyno. Second, third, TT. And the honks are coming out. Sidezan unleashed. Okay, so I do want to look back a little bit, but TT making the Emperor work. And I thought this would be a good Emperor track. Actually, I was surprised to see the DRJ switch for Esteban here. Unfortunate situation for TT, and as we look backfield, Wurzel, Copysoft, ROG, Ryals all trying to make something happen. Rod and Poker's a bit further back. Poker's having a rough race from the front all the way to the back. Meanwhile, Super has held on to this first pretty well. Zyno occupying podium for the moment. So we do approach lap 5. Zyno, Ashen, Epsima. Ooh, it actually looked quite good from Ashen. It's just a little bit too early on the turn, but a little bump like that actually looked pretty good. Taco is confronting Super. And so we have got to keep our eyes on this for at least a bit. See how this continues to play out. Hey Lampert, just saw your message. If you have the live standings available for me to look at, I absolutely would like to do that, but no worries if not. Taco does wreck on the wall ride of all places. And Ashen, Zyno, Epsima, third, fourth, fifth. Woo! Okay, putting the pressure to him. Thank you, Lampert. Ooh, a clean pass by Zyno into third. They are here on the final lap. Super has pulled away in first, and Taco defending second against both Zyno and Ashen. Zyno is who I thought was going to be getting hit like that, but it was actually Ashen who takes the hit. And Taco versus Zyno in the final upslide turn. All right. Epsima, a nice fourth. Marquito in sixth with the pest control. Ah, poor TT is going to take 15th here with the Emperor. A rough drive for the Emperor. Okay, guys, I am going to have live scores available thanks to Lampert. We're going to try our hardest here to get one that works. And here we go. I'll wait for him to finish updating. And indeed, here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for, some live standings. As you can see, I know this playlist kind of runs the gamut on vibes. It's sometimes it's weird vibes, sometimes it's very very aggressive vibes. It's all different kinds of vibes. It does look like we've got TT in the lead on our live standings, despite only accumulating 1 point on Toy World Mayhem. So TT still with a powerful lead. And we got Super 94, Taco 87, 1 point ahead of Copysoft, holding the podium by 1 point. And we've got ROG representing Cuba with 81, Marquito with 80. I do believe that is Hungary. About 90% sure on that. We got Esteban with 79, 77. So a huge fight for 5th place. All the way down to, I'd say, 10th, 11th, 12th place are all possibly going to be able to challenge 5th, even 4th and 3rd. So, close fight for podium. We are ready to head into the next one, I do believe. I can go ahead and share the playlist with y'all. It's nothing too crazy. But we've got some comments saying they like it. Y'all like it, so please feel free to listen to it on your own time as well. We are headed into Spa Volt. TT with that lead. Pokers. It is going to be Pokers for the moment, but can Pokers hold on to it? He has done so in the past. He's been through some frustrating rounds, but he's hoping to rebuild here on Spa Volt. TT, Pokers, Zyno, Copysoft, Wurzel, and Copysoft spinning into that pool. Wurzel getting spun around as well. Marquito, Riles moving up. And it continues to be Pokers. Zyno challenging. Let's get up close and personal as they hop through the railing. Actually, Pokers opting not to. Whoa, that was a nice lineup by Pokers. I usually see people jump through the railing, but that was an excellent lineup by Pokers. He is going to hold on to first. TT spinning through. Zyno wrecking out in the laundry. Marquito, Epsima. Marquito on the Bertha Ballin. Going to be in defensive mode against all these R6s. And it continues to be Pokers out in the lead. Only on lap 2 of 7 here, but he's been making it happen. Maybe a bit too early on the inside there for that turn. And he gets brought. Marquito and Epsima. Room service has arrived. And Marquito wrecking. Okay. So it is. Marquito blocks a couple of those R6s with that big Bertha Ballin body. Bertha Ballin, the Panga of advanced. And our points leaders, right? Super Sad and TT are nowhere to be found at the moment. We can try to find them, and indeed we will in just a moment as we watch the execution of the beginning of the lap colliding into the bench, losing 1 position, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, losing 6 or 7 positions there off of that 1 bench. Now that's a bench please moment, if I don't say so myself. Now Riles ping-ponging his way through, and he actually recovered entirely, but then he gets caught up on the pool. Zyno, Pokers, Copysoft. Zyno hasn't had the most consistent race. He was in second for a while. He's got a lot of race left to work with. It's only just now passing the halfway point, and people have been wrecking left and right. So Zyno's going to be hoping to find some more positions. But where is TT? Where is Super? We have found Super in the Aquasonic out in 11th place. TT, where is TT? TT is 4th. I missed him. Okay, my bad there. My bad. We looked right over him. TT, our current leader of Division 2, having a nice race for himself. 3rd place as he passes up ROG. Epsima fighting with Marquito, and if you're an R6 and a Bertha Ballin is leading, you're happy about that. You are happy about that because you can pass up this Bertha Ballin. We are on lap 6 of 7. Marquito gonna have to be in defensive mode, but he's been having some very consistent driving so far. He's been coming out ahead. Now TT, minor wreck, gets passed up by ROG, but still overall point standing, he's looking good. Copy Soft defending against Pokers, they've both been moving up in the standings. Riles, Taco. Okay, I admit consistency on this track specifically. Did Super just pass up 2 people? I think Zyno and Taco might have just both wrecked, and Taco wrecks again, and Super is now in 8th from 11th. He is trying to, oh, and he wants 2 more. Hey, Copy Soft and Riles are all over the place. Please, no drinking and driving, even in game. You need to be at your highest level performance. The DRJ is just getting pushed around like it's nothing. Zyno and Poker's fighting it out. Super hoping for more positions. We've got to flip towards the front though. We've got TT in 4th, and this gap between TT and Super has been closed quite a lot here on these last 2 laps. Marquito is looking to win with the Bertha Ballin here on Spa Volt. Epsima in 2nd, ROG in 3rd. And let's flip back as we see Zyno, Super, and Ashen. Super in 7th, and he is just going to close it up there unless... Okay. Oh, the flip from Wurzel! He barely finishes with the car flipped over, loses a position or 2. Esteban in that Emperor, not able to make it happen. In the Aquasonic for Urak, not able to make it happen as well. Okay, so again, we are going to Laggy Rock saying beer can help. You know what, Laggy Rock? I think you might be right about that one. I think you might just be right about that one. Not in real life, of course, but on Revolt, who knows? So we do have the live standings coming at you in just a moment. Yeah, Marquito has been a bit all over the place. So we are going to look at the live standings. It looks like we're hopping into the final track here soon. Maybe faster than soon. So be on your lookout here. We got 20 points for TT out in the lead. Taco. Oh, big update here. Marquito has passed Super by 2 points. ROG in 4th with 97. Tied for 5th is Taco and Copysoft. And then Epsima, Ashen, Esteban and Pokers tied for 9th. A whole lot going on right here. A whole lot going on as we head into Castle 1 to finish us off. Esteban, unfortunately, has fallen down a bit in the standings, but he's still got some important positions to fight for against Epsima, Ashen Forest, maybe even Copysoft and Taco, if he can find 25 points. We'll see who is able to find 25, who's able to find 20. That's really what it's going to come down to as we hop over to Castle 1. Thank you, Rod. Appreciate you holding up for just a moment, and we are ready to head in. We'll keep these standings up just for anyone who wants to look at them right until we get into the race, because we just now got them. And it looks like Marquito was spec for Toy World 2. Unfortunate. We are hopping in to Castle. Wurzel. Ooh, hard to call yet, but Ashen, Wurzel, and Urak have avoided most of the carnage. Ashen too far on the inside, and Urak. We hear that Esteban Emperor engine. ROG could actually win. So all the way from 4th place, these positions are up for grabs, even for 1st place. Wurzel, powerful first, Esteban. And we see Pokers again. The nice 3rd place position. Can he hold on to it? That's been the story of the day. I for one have totally been there, where you get in your head and it's just hard to escape that place. Poker's trying to make it happen. 4th place, not bad either. Taco, of course, going to be enjoying 3rd quite a lot. Super, TT, Marquito, couple wrecks. Esteban and Super both going to wreck there. And TT, our 1st place leader, overall, standings-wise, is currently in 4th, making a statement through and through. If TT can finish like this, I do believe he will be winning our session. He's got Super behind him. He's approaching 3rd. This is a great setup for TT. But for Marquito, as Wurzel slides off, Taco is now in our 1st place. And if I remember correctly, Taco has been fighting for some positions as well. Not exactly podium, but he could be gaining quite a few positions with this 25-point infusion. TT holding on to 4th, and we've got to keep in mind Marquito as well as Super are 2 that are really challenging that 1st place. Marquito has gone with the best control, headed into our final track, Castle, really trying to make a statement here with the pressure on. 6th place, and during these straightaways, he gains so much, but can he hold on to it through the more technical parts of the track? We've got Super out here in 8th, passes up Epsima, but he's got a whole lot of work to do if he wants to catch TT. Now, we are going to flip forward just a bit, but I want to see if Marquito can make it through. Oh, a great setup for Marquito in that pest control. One more section for him, but look at this up ahead. TT in 3rd, Taco's falling back. Whoa, as they drop down, the positions get rearranged just a bit. Esteban is in the conversation as well, and we once again have Pokers leading a race. If all of these tracks had their laps cut in half, I think Pokers might win this session. This would be his 4th 25-point infusion, but he's got to finish the sentence. Wurzel, Taco, TT. And Marquito is still here, guys. It's not done yet. Marquito is now in a... Oh, and TT has fallen in the worst part to fall on this entire track. He's not only fallen behind the pest control, he's also fallen behind Super Sad, and he was a good amount of points out in the lead. So Marquito's gonna have to do some work as he spins and slip slides around, losing 2 positions, headed into lap 5. But this isn't over yet, folks. TT has not locked this race down yet. Super on the pass on Marquito. He's going to be moving into 2nd overall, and Marquito in the previous track passed him up to take 2nd place, sending Super to 3rd. So this is going to continue to be a multi-level battle. For 2nd, 3rd, Taco, Wurzel, Pokers spinning out, Esteban, Urak, Super's got a lot of work to do. Where is TT? TT has been doing some great damage control. He's sitting in 7th. He's eyeing down a number of racers, one of them being Super, and I think he's sitting pretty well. As Frost says, this is a good position for TT, as Super and Marquito have not been able to catch those top podium positions. Pokers did it again, indeed. Pokers slipping out of that 1st place, slipping out of podium entirely. And as we begin our final lap, we've got big gaps here. Taco, Wurzel, Esteban. These are all but locked down. Maybe not Esteban's 3rd place. We've got Urak and Pokers and Super. Now, Super could be getting a bunch of positions here, potentially 3, depending on how these final jumps play out. but he's got TT right behind him and Marquito right behind him. So TT looking very strong. Poker's losing a couple more positions. Taco second as it stands. A very important point. Will Taco finish on first? So he will over Wurzel. We got Super in 5th, TT in 7th, Marquito in 8th. Did Taco just find second place? That is first place for TT, I do believe. Congratulations to TT, GG's to TT. But something incredible might have just also happened. Taco might have just stolen second place. And the crowd favorite, TT, let's go. Let's go. TT pulling out the Emperor a number of times. But TT, the people's champion, not just Revolt Americas coming out in droves for him and El Medievo, but also got some European fans as well. Shout out to TT. Taco is the people's champion, says Syrup King. I don't know if I'd say that, but tacos are the people's champion as far as food goes. I will say that much. So we do have the final points being upgraded right now. RVA on top. Welcome in ROG. ROG putting in some work as well. Let's see the overall standings. They should be updated right here. I do believe they're about to be reloaded. There they go, and I will reveal them to you all. I'll give Lampert just a moment in case he wanted to edit anything, but this does look like the final standings going to be shown in just a moment. Okay. We do have TT in first place by about 13 points. So a strong finish by TT. Taco in second by 4 points. And Super beating out Marquito by 1 point to find the podium. ROG tying a 3-way tie for 5th with 97 points is going to be ROG 97, Copysoft, and Esteban MZ. A 3-way tie. Wurzel with 93 points in 8th place, trailed by Epsima with 92, Pokers with 91. Poor Pokers. And it does look like we've rearranged the 5th, 6th, 7th place tie. I'm assuming that's based on overall race time. If there's a points tie. So what I'm assuming is that ROG wins the split. Esteban gets second and Copysoft gets third as far as overall race time goes. So congratulations to ROG for 5th. And Esteban had some rough races, but also had some incredible highs there at the beginning. Toy World 2, Hospital 2, Urban Sprint 1 coming out of nowhere, making the Emperor look quite good. And then again, 1 point differentiating 8th, 9th, and 10th. We had Ashen in 11th with 88, close behind. Zyno with 12th. 1 point behind that is Rod with 69. Ryals was 65, and Urak was 63. Even at the bottom, there was tight competition, only a couple positions separating 4 different racers there at the bottom of the field. So huge congratulations to TT as well as to Taco for sneaking into second place there with a huge 25 points on Castle 1. It also looked like ROG had a DC and still made it into 5th. So yeah, congratulations for ROG. Now, it's your boy Honk here with R6 Turbo. You have anything you want to say, R6? Okay, so it's just me here, and we've got the Revolt Racing League coming at you tomorrow with Division 1. And we should have Goter on the mic as well tomorrow. And that's about it. So we'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations to TT once again. Okay, we'll see you next time. Glad y'all enjoyed. I enjoyed as well.